Generals, gentlemen.
Hello and welcome back to Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath. I am Owner's Machine, General Gentleman, but today I am once again casting something different, something new and exciting. I do quite love Kane's Wrath. I also love Red Alert 3. I just love Command & Conquer. People always, they're always like, oh, CNC 3 sucks, Red Alert 3 sucks, but like, people don't need to appreciate that each Command & Conquer game, despite being different, they have its own sort of appeal, it has its own sort of charm. They're good in their own ways. They don't have to compete. We can all be friends and hold hands together under a rainbow. And speaking of rainbows, we do actually have Technique as Zocom on tournament decision between Jony as Steel Talons. So a pretty interesting matchup because these two factions are regarded as pretty much the weakest. Zocom being very underused because there's like a bug with their predators. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's to do with the predator tanks giving too much veterancy when they die, so it's like your opponent just gets like fully heroic units like instantly. Not quite exactly. Steel Talons on the other hand doesn't get a lot of stuff that is important. So Steel Talons has the heavy harvesters that can be garrisoned, and Zocom has the rocket harvesters, so they have their own kind of perks. But generally, vanilla GDI is a much stronger faction overall. So, both of these players getting their Tiberium spikes, something that you always see in tournament decision, because it's pretty much a free capture. Because it's just so close to your base, it's quite easy to do. A Titan moving out from Jony, going to the forward of the map. I'm going to assume the Titans, they're not exactly as cost effective as Predators. They have a lot more health. They can also crush tanks, but they're a lot more expensive. That's why they're also like slower as well. They can't reverse move, I think. There's a couple of things that makes them a little bit weaker generally compared to Predators. So that's another reason why Steel Talons isn't exactly played very much. There is a Predator tank actually from Technique. That's interesting to see. This isn't the 1.2 plus. This is 1.2. So these are bugged Predators. So I'm not exactly sure, but might maybe just try and like not lose it. You may just try and keep this Predator alive the entire game, so not to give away the veteran. Definitely paid off this time. Just Pitbulls by themselves wouldn't be enough to ward off that fast Titan, whereas a Predator combined with a Pitbull would definitely took that down. Was a garrison here from Jony, can fire away that Tiberium spike. But you can basically repair the Tiberium spike as fast as it can be shot down by those riflemen. So it's going to need more than that to actually take that down. And now looking at the buildings, we are seeing a pretty fast command post from Technique. So I'm not exactly sure where he's going with that. Whether it be fast AP ammo is going to be a good idea usually, because you want to try and avoid using Predators, which means that APCs are going to be pretty more important. Maybe even just for a fast airfield. Fast airfield. So Orcas are quite nice against not only Titans but also against like Wolverines, the Harvesters especially, even Tiberium spikes. Orcas are just a very good unit, very nice to have. Yeah, I don't know what upgrade that is. I think it's going to be AP ammo. I'm going to assume it is. There isn't really a lot else that you would need to get that early. Sensor pods, it's not exactly crucial. So, yeah, this Predator tank and the Pitbull as well from Technique are actually going to start firing away at this Tiberium spike. But then again, it's not really a lot. You can repair that pretty fast. The two Titans are on the move. They will take that Pitbull down. Yeah, there it goes. And probably will force off the Predator tank as well. But then again, there is... actually, no, maybe it's going to be Hammerheads, which would make a lot of sense. Consider your Hammerheads, of course, because he's getting AP ammo. That makes a lot of sense. So you might go for Rocket Hammerheads. Does he have a barracks, though? No, I don't think there's a barracks on the field. So he's going to need to get one of those before he can start building those Rocket Hammerheads. They are very effective. And there goes the Predator. Bit of a throwaway there. So no expansions just yet from another player. Tiberium... Tournament decision, there's like a huge Tiberium field in your base. So generally you don't need to expand as fast as we are seeing triple refinery. Where normally on other maps like Rift, Dust Bowl, you would never see triple refinery because you would just exhaust your base supplies that much faster. So the MCV from Technique is moving out into the southern Tiberium field. and we should see something similar from Jony, but no, actually we're not, because we are seeing a fast tech center. And that could be pretty brutal. Oh, fast mammoth tanks. He's got a pretty scary army here. He's got mammoth tanks, titans. He's even got the anti-air batteries in his base to protect against those hammerheads and even orcas. So that's actually quite a nice move here. His harvesters should be fine against those air units because of those anti-air batteries. He's also going for the tungsten shells. Yeah, there we go, tungsten shells, and those are absolutely beasts against the air units. But my concern is there isn't really a lot of mobile anti-air. So if Jony tries to push out, it might be hard for him to kind of deal with those rocket hammerheads. Yeah, there it goes. A lot of rocket troops here for these rocket hammerheads. He may go in and take out these Tiberium spikes, which would definitely be a good move because there are no defenses, which is the problem when you go for those static defenses. You can't, of course, you can't defend your flank. So yeah, that Tiberium spike is going to go down, and I'm sure so will the northern one as well. The problem with this though is it means that Jony is really quite contained in his base. He's moving on his MCV, but you're going to need to bring a lot of anti-air with him. Which he doesn't have. All he has are these anti-air turrets, which are, you know, obviously static turrets. So with the wait, where's the MCV? Oh, it's actually repacked. Oh, okay. I think he repacked it. Went for a tech lab. So actually deciding not to expand. Not entirely sure why. Looks like he's going for a fast Marv. It wouldn't be a bad choice either, because you can just harvest all of these fields. So this type of will go down as well. That's going to definitely put Technique in the lead in terms of the economy. But this MCV is moving down, and actually those hammerheads were nearby. He could snipe that down, but no, they're on the wrong side of the map here, and he really needs to get some fast anti-air batteries. But he's actually getting some of these harvesters though. The anti-air batteries not being in range. Nice positioning there, not actually going close to these batteries. He's going to lose 2 harvesters, so a bit of a big blow there. And also nice control, making sure he doesn't actually move into those anti-air. And also a pretty big infantry push here from Technique with even Zone Raiders combined with those missile squads and the APM and Riflemen. And they're pretty effective against the construction yard. One of these watchtowers would be a good move, but against that many Riflemen or infantry, how many effective will it be? Will it actually lose this MCV? Looks like he will. The rocket hammerheads are moving as well. There are some slingshots as well on the field. It looks like he will lose this MCV. The watchtower is doing better damage, but not really not. He's going to lose a lot of his hammerheads though. The slingshots are very powerful with a tungsten upgrade, and yeah, that MCV is definitely going to go down. There it goes. That's a bit of a blow there, but then again, so many harvesters have been destroyed. Even the slingshots are crushing the infantry. The Zone Raiders can't be crushed though, so they should be fine. But losing the MCV, the construction yard rather, is always a pretty big deal. Zone Raiders not going to be very effective against the fast-moving targets. So yeah, there goes the command center. But the railgun upgrade has finished here for Jony, and he's going to have a scary army of railgun hammerheads, titans, even the behemoths and slingshots for anti-air support. So I'm a little bit concerned how Technique will actually deal with this. He has a lot of Zone Raiders, and that actually might be a good idea. Railguns aren't bad though against infantry. They're not bad, but the Marv as well isn't going to be very effective though against the railgun mammoths. Marvs with their area of effect splash damage aren't exactly good against like high health single target damage. Look at the damage on the Marv. Is getting forced to retreat. No, he's actually garrisoning the Zone Raiders, and we'll try and retreat this. He does have a lot of long range though. The Zone Raiders are adding a lot of firepower to the Marv here, and actually maybe if he kites as well, he might be fine. The Mammoths and Titans are just too slow to catch up as they are being destroyed from the long range Zone Raider garrison, even the infantry as well. So we're probably going to see some APM and Riflemen from, even sniper teams from Jony. That would be a good move. You can garrison this. Oh no, I don't think he gets sniper teams, does he? I don't think he does get sniper teams as Steel Talons. All he gets is Riflemen and Grenadiers. That's a bit of a blow. So, but still, I mean, sniper teams from Technique actually, that'll shut down the Rifleman of Jony if he goes for some. So actually, it's a nice armor composition. The slingshots are moving in. They'll take down these hammerheads. There goes all 4 of them in a matter of seconds. Yeah, that was a pretty bad control. Did kill a couple of things. Not really worth it. A veteran, elite rather, slingshot. These are pretty vetted slingshots. This the battle base will give a bit of more repairs onto the Marv, as well as the Reclamator hub as well. There's also a nice expansion here from Technique, getting the Tiberium at the north with their refinery. The Behemoths though can shell away at not only the Marv but also the battle base. The Zone Raiders are moving in, but they're gonna die. They're gonna. Oh no, he killed a Mammoth tank. That was nice. Sacrificing a Zone Raider for a Mammoth tank is definitely a good move because of the price difference. There goes a Harvester. Jony did rebuild his construction yard. He's actually technique is throwing away these harvesters. Bit of a blunder there, losing 3 harvesters into a bad rally point. So I'm not really sure how this is going to go, because the long-range behemoths can kind of siege from afar, as the slingshots will prevent any kind of aircraft units, as we are now seeing a couple of riflemen move in for anti-infantry defense. So this is a nice like composition of units, as opposed to just like spamming predators, which you see quite often in GDI, and that's why I do like seeing Zocom and Steel Talons in action, because of they're quite unplayed factions. It means you see a lot of different dynamic and strategies in the matchup. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go here. I think by the looks of it, Jony is in a better spot because he has access to these 2 fields. Technique does have the north one, but that's only a single field as opposed to the 2. But then again, there is a nice mix of zone raiders here. Going to go into harass the base of Jony, and there isn't anything nearby to protect that. He's going to have to rely on some watchtowers, which aren't exactly that effective against zone raiders. Zone raiders are very powerful against buildings, and just overall, they're pretty powerful. Is that an Orca? That's an Orca as well from Technique. I actually missed where that went. It may have taken down... Oh yeah, harvesters. Took down a couple harvesters, I'm going to assume. But there's so much anti-air batteries on the field that, you know, and also slingshots. So these Orcas have to be very careful. A mammoth tank, though, is going to dodge the shots of this the raider, but they're actually getting destroyed pretty fast. But then again, keep in mind, raiders aren't cheap. They're quite expensive. And there goes the war factory. That's getting destroyed. You know, these raiders, they have slow firing projectiles, but against buildings where they're guaranteed to hit, they're going to do a lot of damage. And see, there it goes. The mammoth tank just not having the speed. Probably going to need to see, yeah, a lot of riflemen would be a good move. But even that, I mean, zone raiders aren't exactly bad against riflemen either. They're just not exactly cost effective. If it's only a small number of riflemen, zone raiders can definitely deal with riflemen. So I think we see like the map control to Technique. He does have the middle, the top, and his base locked down. So you could go for the EMP control center if you wanted to. Wouldn't be a bad idea, but then again, like, Steel Talons can get the adaptive armor, but it does reduce the rate of fire, which is a bit of a blow. Selling off the Reclamator hub, there goes his production of Marv. If he loses the Marv, there goes a bit of his, he can't rebuild it really, but getting another Zone Raider score, getting some more Hammerheads with some more Zone Raiders, they're very powerful, but with this many slingshots, you're going to be very careful you don't actually lose them, because the tungsten shell slingshots are just so damn potent. So I'm pretty interested to see how this is going to go. Grenadiers as well can EMP. I think he just got that from selling one of these buildings. Yeah, that's a lot of hammerheads though. If he can control this right, if he can take down the slingshots and then just move in the zone raid hammerheads, he should be fine. A Orca strike, look what they're doing. It's going to almost kill one behemoth, but there's just a huge army of hammerheads and zone raiders and the Marv in the back lines. But yeah, a lot of mammoths, behemoths, slingshots, riflemen. It's a pretty good mix here from our Steel Talons, Jony. But actually, a mammoth tank and rifleman moving in with the MCV to this northern Tiberium field. A good move there, as the Zone Raider is actually jumping over the cliff. Creative play from Technique, going to take down some of these behemoths. The riflemen, though, are taking the shots, and here come the hammerheads as well. They will burst down these behemoths. The slingshots are moving in now, but the hammerheads will retreat. Nice control. They're not losing them, but these Zone Raiders will take down more and more of these behemoths. This is very nice control here from Technique, not exposing himself and flanking that, but these riflemen will mop up. No AP ammo, though, so not as effective as they could be, but there goes a lot of the army here. The Marv will take down the Husk and a lot of these slingshots as well. Also, the veteran ones are being taken out. That's a nice positioning, focusing the exposed units. The hammer tanks, the mammoth tanks, and the behemoths, though, are going to be pretty powerful, but not powerful enough, it seems, and they will crush this army here. But then again, one behemoth in the back lines is still not going to be enough. A vet 1 has gone down to a veteran unit there. There was a bit of an engagement up here. A lot of hammerheads though, but these anti-air batteries, if you can get enough of them, Jony should be fine against those hammerheads. But yeah, this Marv is going to be so powerful. He even might catch some of these harvesters as well. So this is a very nice engagement there by Technique, really using the terrain to his advantage and having nice positioning to catch out the army there. So a forward Sonic command is going to be awesome against the behemoths if they don't get out of range, and also if he just takes down the anti-air batteries, he can then move in the hammerheads. As we are seeing a bit more of an engagement, but there's so many anti-air batteries, these hammerheads are quite limited. But that Marv really needs some repairs, but it also needs to get some of those harvesting, as we are seeing that hammerhead almost getting sniped, but not quite. So I mean, They can take out both of them. Well, there's one left. Yeah, this sonic emitter is in range of the base. It can really just take down the behemoths as they spawn. 2 shots will be enough to kill it. But then again, once it gets out of the range, it can't really do a lot. So the hammerheads though should move in and take that base out, because that's the MCV and that's near the Tiberium field. And that can be pretty important there. Oh, actually we're seeing the behemoth will actually fire some shots off at this mother. Will it be enough? Probably not with the hammerheads nearby. So both players are running pretty low on money. The only money really left is this field here, which is slowly being harvested by this Marv here. Still either man's game at this stage, but I think these zone hammerheads should be very effective. We may actually lose the sonic emitter. You definitely want to avoid that. Where are the hammerheads? They're moving in now. A little bit too late, I think. But still, you know, it's quite important. And so, Jony's looking very good. Jony doesn't really have a lot going for him. He's actually managed to kill that, though. The war factory is still there, and there is one anti-air battery, but he can kill that with that many hammerheads. I think definitely worth it at this stage, because if he leaves that behemoth, he can shell away at the harvesters, at the refinery, and the MCV, the construction yard, rather, MCV, I think it's a Red Alert 3 term. So these hammerheads are not engaging with it. It really wants to avoid the anti-air, even slingshots as well. I think Technic is missing the opportunity to take that base out, because he doesn't really know how much anti-air is actually there. He's moving across it though. There's only one. He's getting more slingshots though, and once he gets a critical mass, he can't really do a lot. But he will instantly decimate that rifleman army. Maybe move into the base here. There isn't a lot of anti-air. He's rebuilding some of these batteries. They actually had to sell for the money. There's only one protecting all of his power. That would be a good move, actually, going for the power instead of muscling his way through the anti-air. But he's kind of losing his hammerheads without really committing. If he just could commit to it, he would kill them pretty fast. A mammoth tank though will take down the behemoth and maybe even the anti-air batteries and war factory. That's going to be a nice choice there, building a forward war factory to get out a forward mammoth tank. Some of these behemoths are being recruited by Technique. Nice use of the husk repair. I think, yeah, Technic has this. I think Jony isn't looking very good. The Marv on the field, the hammerheads, the construction yard's getting pretty taken down. A barracks, though, I mean, he's going to build a Titan, but the mammoth tank, oh, yeah, kill it, though. I mean, he does have the railgun, so he will definitely take that mammoth tank down. But still, there's no anti-air, and there are a lot of hammerheads, and they're not being very active. Slingshots here getting destroyed. You really need a lot more, because you've got to remember that the zone hammerhead is the equivalent of like $2,000. And there goes the MCV as well, and the war factory, and the Titan. So, oh, Commando, nice move there. Gonna take down not only the Titan because they walk, but also the exposed building. So I think Technique playing this very well. Nice unit mixing, nice use of the train that engagement. That was a turning factor when he caught the army out of position, because Jony had nice formation, you know, with like the big, is it GG? It's GG. Yeah, he had, it's bugging out though, I think. That's GG. Anyway, so he had the like oh, there it is. Yeah, he had the behemoths, the mammoth tank in the front line, and then he had like, well, the behemoth was kind of back, and then he had like the slingshots as well in the back. And like, because the zone raiders jumped over the cliff, they avoided the riflemen, they avoided the mammoth tanks with their railguns. He took down the behemoths, and then without the behemoths, the Marv moved in and took down the slingshots. And so it was really nice creative play. One of the few times that you actually ever see like the jetpack on the zone raiders or the zone troopers actually used, because it's kind of like it was designed for the campaign. It's not something you really see very much, but the terrain of Tournament Decision definitely was used to the advantage of Technique. So a very nice play here from Technique especially, but both from Jony as well. So until next time, I am Orange Machine from the General's Gentlemen. Thank you for watching. Fairly well.